Yes, hi, hello, and welcome back to Be Intellectual. On last week's episode of Uncomfortable Places, I discussed why we're addicted to living lives that we cannot afford and the effects that has on us. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up that segment and hop right into Inspired Vibes and just say, pay yourself. Pay yourself first, always and forever. Always invest in yourself and your future because, life is ever changing. The world is your oyster. You can do so much. One of these days you want to do one thing, the next day you want to do other things, and you need to have money to do those things, right? So instead of paying Rihanna and Fashion Nova and Nike and all these people who are not going to pay you back, and you can't call them if something happens, like what you going to do? Like, hey Rihanna, I forgot to pay my power bill. I need about $90. I just spent $200 at Sephora, so can I get $90 back? Oh, this line doesn't work. It's disconnected. Oh, okay, my bad. Like, no, you can't do that. You can't hit them up and be like, hey, girl, I spent all this money investing in you, and can you invest in me a little bit? They're not going to answer, and to be honest with you, none of us have their number. So that's just a no-go. Always, always, always pay yourself first. So as young people, most young people do not know how to budget. I kind of know how to budget. I honestly, whenever I get paid, I write down all my bills that I have, and I just go one by one and subtract so I can see the numbers depleting before I even start spending money. But I always put about 5 to 10% in my savings account every paycheck before I even budget my bills out. So I'm like, okay, I pay myself here, and then power bill, whatever, and then whatever I have left is what I can spend money on. And sometimes I can't always do the things that I want to do, which is fine, but I'm living within my means. All my bills are taken care of. I am taken care of at the end of the day, and my savings account is just growing. So later in the future, I can invest in myself. I can do whatever the fuck I want to. If I have some random bill that pops up, I can pay it. If I have random car troubles, I can pay that. I'm fortunate enough to have both my parents that I can rely on sometimes when I do have financial troubles, but a lot of people do not have their parents anymore for whatever reason, and they're out here by themselves. So if you're out here by yourself, or even if you have parents and you're still trying to make it, we can't live off our parents forever, and eventually our parents are going to want to live off of us. We have to make sure that we have the money to do that. We have to make sure we have the money to live our dreams. We're young and the world is our oyster, and so one of these days I want to invest in a nicer camera instead of recording all my videos on my iPhone, but I have to save for that, and sometimes you have to make sacrifices. I have sacrificed so much to live the life that I want to live right now in this present moment. Most of us are not even living our lives that we want to live right now. I live on my own. I used to have roommates, and I live on my own in the city of Atlanta. We all know how high rent is down here. I make it happen. I make it work, but I have made a lot of sacrifices. But the one thing I have not sacrificed is myself, my savings, my future, and my investment. I have no idea what I plan on investing in. I plan on investing in myself, of course. But what that is, I don't know yet. It's not tangible. I don't know what that's going to be yet, but I have money to put towards that. And just seeing my savings account grow is awesome, because one of these days I'm going to be a fucking millionaire, and you can too, And 5 to 10% is a lot. It can be a lot, depending on how large your paycheck is. Some people can save more, others can save less. But even $5, $2 every paycheck, it will grow slowly. But then one of these days you'll look up and you're going to be like, oh my God, I have like $1,000 in my bank account. Like, where did that come from? Oh, because I saved it? Oh, okay. Lit. So growth happens from inward to outward, not outward to inward. That makes absolutely no sense. You don't see a volcano erupting out inside of itself and then here it goes. No, it goes up and out, right? It takes all these years to build, and then boom, you got a volcano. It's the same thing. You take all these years and you grind so hard as a young person, and I know you are exhausted, because bitch, I am exhausted, okay? I work and go to school 7 days a week. I have absolutely no days off ever. I squeeze in time to do what I want to do and to make myself happy, and that's what has kept me going. So make time for yourself. Sometimes you have to tell your friends, no, I don't want to go out tonight, or no, I don't want to do this. Like, sometimes you just have to kick it at home, and that's completely fine. And I'm a homebody, so I'm actually challenging myself to go out more and do more, because I just love chilling at home all the time. But sometimes you just need to recoup and just introspect and reflect and figure out what it is that you really want to do. And that's only going to come if you sit by yourself in silence, okay? Because we go all the time. We're always listening to music. We have other people's thoughts constantly polluting our minds, and we have got to make sure we have time to just cleanse our mind. My favorite example that I always give to people when I talk about this subject is this. You're not going to eat a dessert plate 3 times a day and every day of the week and expect to still be skinny. That's just not gonna happen. Like, what? You're gonna get fat. You're gonna have clogged arteries. You're gonna do this. So because we're young and we have set this, trend of being, healthy eating, clean eating, whether it's vegan or vegetarian or whatever you do, right? We take pride in what we put in our bodies. We need to take pride in what we put in our minds. That goes for the music that we listen to, the shit that we watch on TV, especially reality TV. Reality TV is not real. Same thing goes with your followers, the people you follow on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, whatever you have. Cleanse. Take a break from social media. If you have to delete your social media or delete all the apps off your phone, do that. Put your phone down for a certain period of time and just be by yourself for an hour or whatever time that works for you. Do that. But you need to do that, though. You have got to cleanse your mind and make sure that you have your wits about you and that you stay grounded. The whole purpose is of being grounded at the end of the day. You can't be swayed or influenced by any way. You are a tree. I am a tree. I give you oxygen. I give you fruit. But what you ain't gonna do is knock me over unless you chop me off and then you're just gonna kill me, right? So be a tree. Be grounded in who you are and love who you are, okay? It's nice to look out the bullshit, but it's just, I don't know about y'all, but it's exhausting. It's really exhausting on the mind. The best results come from sitting alone in silence. And a lot of people don't like to be, 1, alone, and 2, in silence, because we're so used to having something always distracting us. So when we don't have distractions, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to listen to yourself. Listen to your mind. Because we go through so much content a day. Our minds process so much information on a daily basis. And the moment you sit in silence with yourself, everything that your subconscious has been holding in the background comes to light, and you're able to work through your problems and work through your hurt or work through whatever you need to work through, and then you come out on top and you feel refreshed and just relieved that, like, hey, I just worked through this problem. The best results come from being by yourself in silence. Don't be afraid of silence. Don't be afraid to be by yourself. Continue to challenge yourself to be a better person and to be a better you. Continue to invest in yourself any way you know how to. And always pay yourself first, because it's way more rewarding when you pay yourself first than paying somebody else, right? Like, we all know that feeling when you put on a pair of jeans, you're like, oh shit, I got a $20 in my pocket. Where'd it come from? Who knows? Who cares? I just paid myself. Now I got $20. What am I gonna do with it, right? Stop mimicking. Mimicking is so hard and so exhausting. God bless. Keeping Up with the Joneses. Have y'all seen that movie? If not, I believe it's on Netflix. It's a fantastic movie shot right here in the A. What's happening? Okay? But that's literally exactly what we're doing. Keeping Up with the Kardashians is just a modern way of saying Keeping Up with the Joneses. And if y'all watch that movie, you will be really like, wow. It's crazy. It's so crazy, and it's so subtle. You'll have to watch that movie just to get a rounded picture of what I'm saying. But in that movie, those people are unhappy. They had happy lives. The Joneses came in, and they were doing this and that, and these people started striving to do what they were doing because they wanted to keep up with them, and they all went fucking broke. So take a breather. 5 at 5. Don't forget. 5 at 5. Don't forget. If that's the only time that you can take for yourself a day, then I need you to take it. Be like, listen, I'm going pee. 5 at 5. 5 things that you're grateful for. Release it, let it go with love, and let it come back to you, and fill your cup up and your soul up with gratitude and love. So you are rewarding yourself, and you feel happy and confident and relieved, and just, I don't know, it just pushes you to be great, and you have the energy and the positivity to go out and do what you want to do. Takeaways from this is this. Boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Boundaries on the people you hang out with. Boundaries on the people you follow. Boundaries on how often you spend on social media. Boundaries around the music that you listen to, the food that you eat, the shows that you watch. Boundaries, honestly, just around you and your time. You've got to set them, and you've got to be real diligent about that and real strict. Do not cave. It's going to take a long time to get into that practice. Once you get there, and people will start to respect it, and the people who don't will fall off. And guess what? You didn't even need them in the first place, right? But you got to protect your heart and your mind and your soul, and that's all about putting up boundaries, okay? You can't always please people. You can't always do everything you want to do. It's not going to happen. That's it. That's the reality of life. Sucks to say, but it's true. So put boundaries around the things that you can do, and do that. Second thing is invest in yourself. Pay yourself first. Again, put however much you can afford in your savings first, and then after that, then you can divvy out your bills, and after the rest of your bills are paid, then you can figure out what you want to do with the leftovers of your money. But you need to pay yourself first, because you're paying yourself, your future investments, your future children if you want them. You're paying a lot of things, random bills that might come up, a lot of shit, okay? Make sure you have it. At the end of the day, make sure you are good. And just take a breather and just spend time with yourself and sit in silence or write or meditate or go for a run, take a bath, record a video, record a podcast even, write a letter, whatever you need to do to cleanse your mind. Find positive quotes to tape up so you read them every day. I have that too, just to remind myself that I'm fucking great and I'm the shit and I will kick ass, okay? Because I will not leave this life without making an impression, and I think that all of us want to do that, however we want to do it, but you have to put time and effort into doing that. So invest in yourself and your future self. And that is it. That is all.